Steel boots on the lunar sand, ghost in a battered suit, gun in hand. Fleet of scars from 1,000 jobs, cold as the vacuum, silent as God. I'll find no creatures what I'm paid, wandering through cosmic rays. Trust nobody, silent screams, riding the wake of broken dreams. One shot echoes in the void, a city of stars never employed, floating credits and empty threads, dangers of promise I never forget. Hunted in the asteroid lanes, name is a whisper right in the pain. Stranger on every world I see, past burns brighter than every galaxy. No flag, no creatures, what I'm paid, walking through cosmic rays. Trust nobody, silent screams, following shadows through broken dreams. One shot echoes in the void, mercenary among stars never employed, floating on credits and empty threads, dangers of promise I never forget. Sons die and so do friends, only loyalty is what credits spend. Drifting further out of time, gone for hire, drawing the line. One shot echoes in the void, mercenary among stars never destroyed, floating on threads and empty threads, dangers my own I'll never forget.
Hello guys, and welcome back to Rogue Trader. So, the wife got me one of the DLCs. I chose the Lex Imperialis. But I don't think I'll go directly into it, because I believe it actually activates in the main storyline anyways, which should be kind of fun. Let's see. So we are going to be going through this one, because it is on, so it should be fine. We're going on normal difficulty, because I don't want it too easy, but I also don't want it too hard, because we need to be able to progress, and Warhammer can be extremely hard. Let's see. Continue. So we're gonna go with a custom character, because why not, right? And yeah, we'll see how we get, or what happens when we get there. Let me go ahead, do that, and get back to the YouTube video. Now let's also see if I can get... Nope, okay. So my chat doesn't work on that. Or on this, which... Okay. So it should be interesting. If I sound a little bit different, it's because I seem to have developed a head cold. I know, I've been sick a lot since I've gotten here in Wyoming. I think it's just that I'm adapting. I haven't even been here for a full 6 months yet. Or it might be where I work, because we don't know what's in the dust and all that in the boxes that I work with, so yeah. Should be interesting. I do get a new helmet and stuff, which is kind of cool. Oh wait, custom portrait. Okay, I don't have a custom portrait. I'll be medium. Let's go with the hair. Let's do this one. Yeah, that looks pretty good. And let's pick a decent hairstyle. Aren't that one practically the same? See, that's what I don't get about, like, men's hairstyle in games in particular. There's, like, only a few that actually look different, and even less that actually look good. Because, like, that's actually not too bad. I might go with that one. Yeah, it seems like every time I try to start this game, I got a, like, head cold and stuff. It's weird. Now, like, beards they have a ton of, and a lot of them look actually pretty decent. Let's go with that, actually. I mean, look at what that does to him, right? Just like that. Right? Alright. I want the chains, and I think I want the skull. Yeah! Oh, that's on the same arm. Oh, it's in the same spot. That's what's going on. There we go. And I think the Aquila on the back. Yeah, I think that's actually pretty cool. Do we want to change up what his tattoo colors look like? I mean, a nice green looks really good. It's on the back, though. Yeah, that looks good. So yeah, if I sneeze or start a coughing fit, I'll try to mute myself up, but, you know. Alright, augmentations. A lot of these don't look actually all that good, because a lot of them are just like a data port, you know. Probably here. Because most people have at least some sort of augmentation. Could go to Dune style with the two tubes up the nose for, like, some reason. I don't think they ever explained why those tubes go up your nose like that. Let's see. Could also go with a robotic. No, that cuts into the beard. Maybe that? And there is one that looks decent that goes... It's covered up by hair. Oh, maybe that's a female-only one. Oh well. I guess just having the one should be fine. And the voice.
For the glory of the dynasty!
Let's see... Mad Male?
Behold the wrath of madness!
No. No. Daring Male.
Done and done. My supremacy is proven once again.
Ain't that arrogant. Perhaps bold.
I'll bring glory
glory to my bloodline.
Or
Heresy
pious.
grows from idleness. I am but a vessel for the higher purpose.
This could be an opportunity. I don't
Sorry.
need luck. I have strategy.
Hmm.
You didn't stand a chance.
Success is the only outcome I accept.
Let's go that one. I mean, if you guys have any input as well, I do try to check my chat fairly regularly. I do wish it would show up, but, you know, sometimes that doesn't work. Let's see. We're making a Lex Imperialis. Do we want an Imperial world? We can select any stat and add a plus 10 bonus. That's actually pretty nice. Except for the two that matter in combat. Being weapon or ballistic skill. Ready to serve, doing my part, stronger together, no heresy. Fortress World. Never stop shooting. Every time you kill an enemy, you gain a plus 10 stack. At the start of your turn, there is a % chance that the first attack this round will cost 0 AP. Ugh, that's actually pretty nice. I might do that one. Hail of Steel, Never Stop Believing, a Familiar Kick. At the end of their turn, Fortress World characters gain... Oh. A stack of Never Stop Shooting. That's useful. Half the minimal damage of the most damaging ranged weapon attack they use this round. Okay. Let's do that one. Never Stop Shooting is actually really nice. Now, normally I would go Psyker or Ministorum Priest, because that's actually kind of fun. But in the spirit of the update and whatnot, we're going with the Arbitrator. Because you can get some pretty nice stuff off of them too, like this. A grenade that does not deal damage on impact. I want to know what that's all about, that. And, you know, seems like fun. Okay. Now, a Castigator sounds kind of fun. An Arbitrator's order is the voice of the Lex Imperialis. Your squad was in charge of collecting the sacred tithe from debtors and suppressing any resistance shown. Your commands bellow with unshakable confidence honed by years of service, making allies and offenders alike comply. For none dare protest. There goes my voice. When you give a voice to your will, hundreds of criminals have fallen to their knees and begged for mercy upon hearing your deafening order to surrender. All of them face swift and harsh judgment. So you get death sentence. Which increases the enemy's chance to be critically hit by 1%. So whatever my coercion is, divided by 10, stacks each time I use this, which is pretty... I could do pretty often because it's only 1 AP. Whatever they suffer damage, it suffers +1 stacks of it. So it's extra damage, basically. And this one, Castigated. Enemies hit by my familiar take deal less damage. Is basically how it goes out. So that one's really good for the for if you're relying on your pets, which this class actually gets, which is nice. Subductor. A shield of the Adeptus Arbiter separates the law from the lawless and the truth from the detestable lie. Before your ascension, you were part of a squad tasked with keeping crowds from rioting and dangerous criminals from escaping. As long as you have your shield, you are prepared to face any threat and push it back outside the perimeter. So let's see. If there's 2 or more enemies in a 2-cell radius around me, no critical hits can be scored against me. And my familiar... Oh, and my hit chance actually goes up based on my coercion. And anything that gets up from an attack of opportunity takes... Or I get... Anything that gets up from prone, I get an attack of opportunity on. That's nice. Dashes through allies and enemies in a straight line for up to 5 cells without provoking an attack of opportunity. That's nice. Each enemy they dash through must pass an agility or fall prone. Oh, it's a shield ability. But it also mentions my familiars, so that's kind of nice. For every target, there is a bullet. Nice. Your former squad was responsible for eradicating heretics who had defied the Lex Imperialis. You learned to utilize different ammo types to best suit any given situation or take down specific enemies. By choosing your arsenal wisely, and targeting the leaders of the resistance, you always complete your objective in the God Emperor's name. Okay, the start of arbitrator shotgun attacks. Okay. I don't tend to use shotguns all that much. Shotgun attacks reduce its dodge, parry, and block. That's not too bad. I think I might actually go with the subductor, though. Shield use actually sounds pretty good. So let's do that. Okay, let's see. What is a good thing that happened to my character? The apex of brilliance? You preserved a copy of the regional Lex and used the appendices therein to extract a tithe of unprecedented value from a rebelling imperial world. Your words alone persuaded a group of rebels to join the Arbiter's side in the midst of a planet-wide uprising without any need for punitive measures. Plus persuasion. This one is plus Imperium. Despite having run out of ammunition, you defended a critical area for the Arbiters all by yourself until reinforcements arrived. Honestly, that sounds more like something I would do. Now, what is my greatest shame, or my darkest hour? Let's see, you escorted a tithe of Psychers aboard a black ship. Those are the ships of the Imperium that bring Psychers to the, homeworld of Terra. The terrors of the warp left your soul harrowed, deterring you from ever tapping into forbidden knowledge. Lower warp, -5. That's actually a big detriment in this campaign, because there's a lot of warpy stuff. Brand of shame. Down on commerce. I think that one's probably the best one. You were defrauded by a group of clerks in the service of a rogue trader while collecting a tithe shipment. You were never able to prove that you were not the one responsible for the discrepancy, or a shadow of torment, which lowers my carouse. Negative effects. This is fellowship. Their ability to make profitable bargains. May give access to more dialogue options. Ooh. But let's see. Captured by a group of pirates who wanted information on a tide's transportation routes, you managed to survive, but you never fully recovered from the torture. I don't know. I mean, a sad backstory is a sad backstory. Let's go with torture. Okay, now our archetype. So we want to get this, the Overseer. Because this gives us access to the cyber pets. So we definitely want to get that eventually. You can normally get it by the end of the first chapter, so... Let's see, Officer, Operative... Ooh, okay, so being an arbiter gives you all of it. The thing is you also get other people with these features. I might go with a warrior, though. Because that gets you a bunch of, like, sword and shield abilities. So that works perfectly with the way that this character is kind of set up. Okay, so strength we want to bring up to 40, because I need 45 strength to wear heavy armor. Weapon skill, let's bring that up twice. 45 is perfect. Toughness, bring that up to 40. Agility. Poise. Manipulate delicate explosives with finesse or keep their footing. Initiative and charge chance. I mean, that's really good. Let's do that. Because these all kind of work really well together. And like I said, you get other characters that can help with these other things. Ah, yes. So do we want to go with a sword class frigate or a firestorm class? Now, this is the ship you get when you buy the digital deluxe version, which isn't too bad. I mean, it's not necessarily cheap, but it's an okay price for what you're getting with it, because you're getting the better ship, you're getting... Well, I just said it, right? It's the better ship. So I might take that one. Let's see, 26, 25. Oh, wait a minute. Perfect for... Yeah. Guardian of the Brink. That's a cool name. I have Providence, Servant of His Glory, Daring Destiny. I gotta name it what I always name my big ships. Terractra. This means the Pitiless Starfield in Mandoa, so that's normally what I name my really big ships. Because it basically is like, it's almost like saying in space no one can hear you scream, or things like that. And I should probably, well, that's fine. But yeah, what do you guys think? Sword or Firestorm? They're very similar in loadout and stuff, so... And I'll give you a couple of, like half a minute to decide. Just type, there's 3 of us in chat. I'm considered one of them because I have the stream up on another screen. So, I mean... whatever you guys want to call it. Let's do that. Oh, sword? Alright. Sword class frigate it is. Also, hi, Mystic Domino. How are you? Alright. So, I think we're going with this. Oh, what I always do for these kinds of things is... because my username for YouTube, or for my YouTube channel, is Nihilist3. I go with Tertiarius. Because tertiary means third. So, Nihilus or Nihilus Tertiarius. Alright, let's go. Since you're building a sword and shield warrior, yeah. Doing alright, yep. Well, I have played a little bit of this before, but, back when I tried to play the first time, none of the beginning was, voiced. So, yeah. And like I said earlier in the stream, it always seems like I try to stream this when my voice is going. So, it's like, yeah. Luckily, I have enough now, though. This entire, like, intro sequence, which should take, probably about 3 streams to get through the, first part. The first chapter. Let's see, 2 hours a stream. Really depends.
An excellent place for contemplation. One has the best view of the cathedral from here. Mesmerizing, wouldn't you say? An impeccable manifestation of the God Emperor's sublimity.
So, let's see. I think if I'm a, Lex Imperialis or an Arbiter, it would be truly awe-inspiring, right? Honestly, I usually like to answer him with either 1 or 3, because I usually either go Dogmatic or Iconoclast. I kind of do a mix of the two, really. But, yeah. Truly an awe-inspiring sight.
That is the purpose of all temples to the God Emperor, to inspire awe and reverence. For it is the duty of his servants
See a lot of
to persevere in their
fangasming online
tireless
over
service
Warhammer games.
until they are presented with the chance to give their very life for the master of humanity.
Well, in particular, this game is actually really easy to get into because this is an RPG. And you get plenty of time to decide what you're doing and stuff. It's turn-based. But it's really well put together. Alright.
Allow me to introduce myself. Conrad Voigtveer, Master of Whispers, in the employ of Her Ladyship Rogue Trader Theodora von Valencius. At your service. I haven't had the pleasure of speaking with you in person before.
Yeah, so, this game is put out by Owlcat Games. They did a couple... They have another game like this coming out for, the Inquisition, in the Warhammer universe. And they're up there with, like, Larian Studios and, with making RPGs and stuff. One thing that they do that's really unique and really good, you see how some of these words are yellow? You can mouse over them and see a description of what your character should know in universe about what's going on. So like Rogue Trader, right? A subject of the Imperium with a unique hereditary title, so they pass it along their bloodline. A Rogue Trader is tasked with exploring and exploiting the still uncharted regions of the galaxy for the benefit of mankind. A lot of games don't do that. They expect you to have a working knowledge of whatever you're playing already. Wait a minute. Marshal Nihilus Tertiarius von Adelgard.
Is that your full official name?
No, it should be just Nihilus Tertiarius.
Oh, that's your whole government title.
Apparently.
My regards, Master. Or should I say, von Valencius, scion of a blessed rogue trader house in the service of the Imperium. Perhaps this kinship came as a shock to you. Understandably so, given that all evidence of the connection was lost in the generations separating you and Lord Captain Theodora. It required no small effort on the part of her ladyship's servants to discover and verify this blood tie, which has now made you one of the heirs of this dynasty.
Yeah. So yeah, if you have any questions about the yellow words while they're talking or while I'm reading, just go ahead and
Pause it, read it yourself.
well, no, I have to mouse over it, so just let me know and I'll mouse over it. Some of them are kind of self-explanatory, like the Imperium of Man. It is literally the Empire of Man that spans the galaxy. Brought about by the Emperor, so...
That proof Catholicism is true.
yeah. But the entire universe is basically if communism and Catholicism took over the universe.
And the DMV is still bullshit.
And the DMV is still bullshit. Alright. But yeah, if you see any of these pop up, just tell me to mouse over it. I'll mouse over it. The thing is he just answered some of these already. Let's do Lord Captain, a strange title for Lady Theodora.
Such are the traditions of the Imperium. Lord Captain is the title that was established in the annals of the Lex Imperialis
Is it wrong
at the
that
time
you
when the
still like
first
guy's
rogue
face?
traders entered the Gold Emperor's service. And therefore, it is sacrosanct.
That's my wife, by the way. She's the peanut gallery.
Yeah, I still don't like the guy's face.
Yeah.
There is an icon, like, that eyeball can actually show off the whole picture.
Yeah.
See, I don't like his face.
Well, he's got a lot of tubes. He's totally tubular, dude.
Yeah, but he's trying to come off as, I'm highly trustworthy. I'm a spy master.
But yeah, so like the Lex Imperialis, the Codex of Imperium Laws, which my character is kind of beholden to as basically Judge Dredd. On crack, of course.
Judge, jury, executioner, and
Yep.
fuck the Street Fighters.
Okay. Let's see, he already explained why I'm aboard the vessel. I'm one of her heirs. Say I'm one of the rogue trader's heirs, so there is another candidate.
There is. And you will meet him soon enough.
Alright. Let's see, let's ask about the lady.
I would rather not discuss the Lord Captain behind her back. Especially not on board her ship. No one knows better than I that whispers are wont to attract particularly close attention. Suffice it to say that her ladyship is the bearer of the sacred warrant of trade and a woman of immense power and entitlement. However privileged your position may be, I ask that you do not incur her anger by being disrespectful or obtuse. Lady Theodora despises both qualities.
Alright, so he mentioned something, the warrant of trade. Since you're trying to learn about the universe, I'll go ahead and mouse over it and read it off. So, the sacred relic document that affirms the preeminent rights of a rogue trader throughout the galaxy. So this warrant of trade is what gives you your power.
On ranking order, the Emperor is still above you, but you're just about 2 notches underneath it.
You're basically a duke when he's the king/emperor, right?
Your
You're
word is law upon your
solar systems. Because you own entire solar systems of planets, and your empire can be vast. Which is actually what causes a lot of the problem in the Warhammer universe. Because, again, the biggest problem with the Warhammer is communism. Everybody is working and giving tithes and all that to the empire, and the bureaucracy that revolves around that causes problems. Because, you know, food rots in a matter of weeks, but it can take a matter of years to dole it out. Kind of problem.
Also, warping is not a fun day.
Yes, but we'll find out why in a bit.
I'm sorry.
Alright, you have a curious title, Master of Whispers.
To put it plainly,
Spy.
I'm the head of the network of spies and informers who serve the interests of House von Valencius. I uncover weak links both among Lady Theodora's retinue and in the ranks of her rivals. I eliminate our vulnerabilities and exploit those of others.
I assume you had a goal in mind when you decided to seek me out. Let us address it.
But of course, I have come to invite you to a meeting with Lady Theodora. I imagine you have many questions for your patroness, and I'm sure she has just as many questions for you. It is regrettable that you haven't yet had an opportunity to speak. It has been an arduous voyage thus far.
Alright.
The Lord Captain and Master Edelthrad von Valencius are conversing on the observation platform. Let us join them there.
Alright. So wait, do I have a helmet? I already know how to do the movement stuff. Not yet. So yeah, unfortunately this game doesn't have where you can, like, use WASD to move your character in the camera. So it plays more like a traditional, massive conference table, obviously crafted from real wood, a resource of incredible value aboard a void ship.
I always have a backup plan.
But, it plays more like a traditional real-time strategy game? No, not RTS. I can't remember what it's called. I think it's isometric RPG. Like I said, like Baldur's Gate, different games like that. Divinity is a good example. I do like the armor they gave.
One of the von Valencius trophy rooms. Perhaps you would like to take a look around after your audience with the Lord Captain.
It's a very good-looking game, though.
What's happening?
Run! The servitors have gone berserk!
Oh, so there's another word. Okay. Alright, I already know how to do that. Let's see what he said. Ah, dang it, it moved it. He was telling me to shoot it. Now, these guys are kind of an interesting feature of the, 41st millennium, as they call it. Alright, I already know how to do all that. That's just explaining these bars. So you have your movement bars and your attack bars. And I don't have a sword. I just realized that. Alright, I already know about action points. So most people
I'll see to it personally.
get that. Alright, got it. When you're ready to end, press space. I just did that. Oh, he's dead. Alright.
I'll make it happen.
Oh, good. I didn't miss on a 75%. Now, what he's doing is he's debuffing it, which is good. Because he's making it easier for me to hit. Never there's 75%.
Who if not me?
And I missed. Oh joy. Alright. Attack denial.
Glory of the Imperium!
So normally he would make it where I can attack other farther away people, but he's close enough where I can at least attack him. Unless I miss. Oh. I thought I did hit space. Oh well.
Die!
Yeah, I can scarcely believe it on a
What
day like this.
suspiciously poor timing for such an accident. Servitors malfunction on the officer's deck at exactly the same moment when the rogue trader and her heirs are gathered here. I have blocked all passages between the upper and lower sectors of the residential decks. If this is a deliberate attack, it should stop the culprits from advancing their plan.
Yep.
I'm afraid I must remain here. For Lady Theodora's safety, I have to oversee the execution of these orders personally. I hope you will have no difficulty reaching the observation platform on your own. It is just at the end of this corridor.
Alright. And see, now I get a little bit of a time away from him, so I don't have to try and follow him. The cool part about this game, your ammo is only limited for so much. Or what's the best way to describe it? You have unlimited ammo, but you have to manually change out the clips. Let's put it that way. Okay, I saw a thing right here. These windows look into the next room, not outside the void ship. You cannot make out anything through the cloudy glass, only the weak light filtering through from the outside.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
Alright. The wires in the servitor's head are still smoldering. It would seem the cause of this malfunction was a short-circuiting of the motive force. The motive force being their word for electricity. A tarantula sentry gun, constructed with the blessing of the Adeptus Mechanicus, using a standard template construct in the manufactorums of Kiava Gamma. A Lehman Russ battle tank, reclaimed and restored by the grace of the God Emperor, the first to breach the capital walls during the pacification of Vortis Khan, or Chiton. And this place is waiting for another bit of trophies. Now, the Lehman Russ tank is really cool. This is going to be the tank that you see the most in any Warhammer game. Almost every faction has their own version. And it comes with 3 to 4 guns default. Okay, let's start from up here.
Keep your wits about you.
And these just kind of describe the crystals you're looking at. So, a gray-green crystal with white veins. A low hum can be heard coming from the artifact. A strange object that resembles sea coral. The porous surface is pitted, a sign that it has been underwater. Or it's made out of volcanic stone. The stone on the pedestal is no doubt solid, but its surface shimmers and changes hue, as if someone has captured a piece of the turbulent sea within the rock. That would be probably what's called a ghost. I think it's called a ghost stone from the warp. A massive golden amalgam, interspersed with sparkling particles. A black shard resembling obsidian. If you look closely, you can discern strange, barely perceptible glow inside the artifact. I love that they misspell certain words on purpose to make it seem, or for game purposes. A violet alloy, which upon closer examination turns out to be a handcrafted object. Symbols carved with primitive tool are visible on the surface. But yeah, like, they misspelled the word demon on purpose. Orc is also misspelled. You'll also notice completely made up words that sound like super official. And it's just kind of world building. It shows that...
Always keep your eye on the prize.
Even the people in it don't know what they're doing.
Yeah. It's basically to show that there's a difference in, like, education levels, right?
And the slave class is still there, it's just more depressing.
Oh, absolutely.
Because you see those people that are just polishing for no reason. Servitors! People that lost free will.
Well, no, they're usually criminals that get,
Yeah,
combined with
so badly,
cybernetics.
you're gonna cop it.
Yeah. It's almost like they made their own version of the Borg, which is kind of interesting.
That is simply irrational, Lady Theodora. Assimilation into the trade structure would be political and economic suicide. Practically an admission of heresy.
Continue.
Then suggest an alternative that will satisfy me. I have described the situation. No worse than my seneschal could have done. Make a decision. What will you do with Ion 6, Edelthrad?
I'm going to survey the... your first impression of Edelthrad, who appears to be about 30 years old, is of parchment-like thin or skin stretched over a tightly bundled mass of sinew. Implants, of course, typical cybernetic stuff, and bone, the nervously twitching fingers, the face twisted by a slight tic, and the jerky movements are all signs of some illness or defect that has taken over his physical form. In stark contrast to Edelthrad, Theodora von Valencius's features appear as if they were carved from marble, eternal and indestructible. A lot of people who have a lot of money in the Warhammer universe actually have a form of immortality. Excuse me. What? In my throat. But, every couple of years, they go and use what's called, what is it called? Like a refreshment chamber or something like that. Now, of course, they have a unique word for it that I can't think of right now. But it basically, like, pulls all the toxins out of them, stretches out their mitochondria, like, takes, 20, 30 years off, basically. Eternal and indestructible. Head raised high, proud posture, hands clasped casually behind her back. Everything seems to emphasize the difference in status between her and Edelthrad. Next to the two of them, you see two more men. One is a gray-haired officer of impeccable bearing who's studying the contents of his data slate. Basically an iPad. They're in every fantasy game, or sci-fi game. The other is a behemoth bristling with holsters and baldricks containing all manners of weapons.
Our second candidate has joined us. Approach and give me your answer.
Alright.
Consider this hypothetical situation. Ion 6. A new world on the fringes of the Coronis expanse. High seismic activity, regular magma eruptions, metamorphic rock deposits, prospects for large-scale mining. The world is populated by natives who worship some heretical underworld spirits that protect those who offer them sacrifices. Flights of fancy, you might say, but attempts to install ore extractors have failed for the second time. The mining crews sent to the planet's surface simply vanished overnight. My question to you is, what would you do with this poisoned treasure?
So, fun fact, I actually have a metamorphic rock, and a metamorphic rock is a rock where the stone is beginning to turn into a crystal or an ore. It's actually really cool, but that's why this is such good. They have full deposits of these stones that are in between, basically. Now, we have a choice here. We have a couple choices. The ones that are based on skills is Lore Xenos, which is basically... could be aliens. That's why... those spirits could well be the natives' name for dangerous aliens. I would first verify if that is indeed the case, and if the population of Aeon 6 engages in Xeno worship. The next one is Warp. There are ways to confirm whether what is happening on Aeon 6 is witchcraft or not. It might cost us several psychers to do so, but it will give us the answers. And then the rest is number 3 is my police experience, right? Because I'm a Lex Imperialis, or I'm a Adeptus, or whatever it's called, Arbitus. My experience tells me when wealth is involved, someone is trying to appropriate it. This looks like the actions of a criminal syndicate stealing extractors under the cover of barbaric rites. I am ready to land on the planet with an assault squad and pass judgment on the thieves. And then, it's heresy, and it's heresy, so it must be purged. Basically, glass the whole planet, kill everything living on it, and just extract everything you can. And then 6, I do not know.
Do you mean glassing a planet?
Yes. It's called the Exterminatus, and most ships in Warhammer can carry it out.
Yeah, but that would be under the rule of the Inquisition, to be sure, or a rogue trader saying the final words to it.
Yep. So what would you like to see?
What if the planet was scared?
The interesting thing is I already succeeded on these, so it would be interesting to... that. But yeah, I would say 1, 2, or 3, honestly. Just go ahead and type that. I'll give it 30 seconds, and then I'll just pick one. Alright, so I'll give it another second or two for the delay. And then I'm gonna probably go with number 3. Because this is my first time playing through with a character with this background, so it would be interesting to see. Okay. Alrighty, I'm going with number 3 then. No regrets.
You have been hunting lawbreakers for so long, you see them everywhere now. Your expectation of finding a single specific threat on Ion 6 may leave you powerless in the face of other enemies who may not even be human.
Yeah.
I will not even deign to comment on this suggestion, if you can call it that.
Really, that's the reaction. Like, she has a negative reaction to everything you say. And then he comments something along those same lines where he's just like, oh yeah, you're an idiot for saying it. And it's like, I gave a straight answer to a simple question. Which, as I understand it, is still more than you could do. Or, we are both servants of the God Emperor, which is the Emperor of Mankind. He actually is technically a deity. He has really strong psychic powers. And he is technically immortal. In the fact of, if you kill him, and you actually let him die, he can come back. Okay. Alright. Does it become anyone, or does it... Alright. We are both servants of the God Emperor and Lady Theodora. Does it become any one of our status to engage in petty feuds? I mean, yeah, but I also gave a straight answer. Let's do that one.
Insolent, ignorant upstart. How dare you?
Continue.
Edelthrad, I believe I gave you an assignment on this ship. Explain to me then why my senior congregator is still dawdling about the officers' deck, instead of proceeding to the middle decks to commence the inspection of the compartments in his purview.
I mean, to be fair, she was questioning him, but yeah.
I beg your forgiveness, Lady Theodora. Your presence has such a profound effect on me that I well forgot the time.
Alright.
So, why are you here?
I do not know just yet. I hope you will clarify that.
Clarity. A luxury that few of us can afford. There is a reason why I did not explain all the details of the question I posed to you earlier. Beyond the borders of the Imperium, seldom is one granted an opportunity to enjoy information in abundance. This, however, is one such opportunity.
Alright, let's continue.
My name is Theodora von Valancius Massimo of Scaris. I am a rogue trader in the service of the God Emperor of humanity, and my rights and freedoms are vindicated by a most sacred relic. The warrant of trade, kept aboard this very vessel. Mine is the honor to venture into the darkness beyond the Imperium and carry humanity's light where powers wicked and heretical reign, and bow death and ruin to us all.
Yes. So, the God Emperor of Mankind is technically, currently, dead. He's being kept alive by what's called the Golden Throne, and if he's ever removed from it, a tear in space-time that opens up into hell would consume the galaxy. This is why, if you read this, it's the guide, the ruler, the higher power to which humanity offers their prayers for aid and deliverance. Most would be driven mad with despair if they knew the truth. He was betrayed and is currently a half-rotten corpse on his throne. His soul is no longer there, but the power being funneled through his corpse is keeping hell closed. In order to bring him back, two things must happen, according to what I know of the lore. Either they need to feed him enough psychic energy, that allows his soul to reconnect to his body and his body to regenerate, which is literally those black tithe ships. They bring people with psychic powers, and if those people are weak, they get consumed by the Golden Throne as part of its power vacuum thing. And that's how they're keeping the Emperor alive. They basically turned him into a monster. Or they need to let him fully die, so he can reincarnate into his next form. Which I think is actually supposed to be more powerful than its current one. Alright.
It is my decision alone to determine the fate of whatever I find past the bounds of the explored void. Every world I discover, along with all there is to find thereon. Resources, people, riches, and mysteries, is mine by right. I command millions of lives, rule over numerous planets, and possess fortunes that no planetary governor or commander could dream of amassing. And you are one of those with Von Valancius blood in their veins and a rightful claim to this inheritance when the hour comes.
Yep. Alright. Does that mean that there are other heirs? I mean, I know the answer to this, but it opens up other dialogue choices.
Some have yet to arrive on board, but you have had the pleasure of meeting one of them. Ethelthrad may be somewhat disconcerted by the scale of the responsibilities that may potentially fall upon his shoulders. However, I have a good feeling about him as a candidate. Blood right alone is not enough to earn the high honor of becoming the bearer of a warrant of trade. Nonetheless, your abilities and talents may yet prove useful. If not for the role of Lord Captain, then for that of their closest ally. Alas, even those responsibilities can at times be too challenging for those who share your blood. Kunrad Voitvir served me for many years before he made his mistake.
Alright. Did I hear you correctly? The Master of Whispers is related to you?
His kinship to me is most distant, as is yours. Nonetheless, he does bear the name Von Valancius, even if he avoids using it publicly, and as such, strictly speaking, can be considered my heir. That door, however, is closed to him. Voitvir's performance in his current role is satisfactory. Or it used to be, at least.
Alright. If you're satisfied with Ethelthrad, I wouldn't be satisfied with that name, then what sense is there in having this conversation? Why are you wasting your time on me?
Impatience. I am rather fond of impatient people. They are not as quick to resign themselves to circumstance and more eager to show initiative. Even if I do choose Ethelthrad as my successor, I will still require loyal advisors. The skills and knowledge you acquired in your former life may prove invaluable here, in the Coronis Expanse.
Alright.
You were granted the rank of Marshal of the Adeptus Arbites. That is more than just a title. It stands for decades of perilous service, dozens of verdicts handed down, and exemplary loyalty to the Imperium. Your knowledge of the law and the fear you are capable of instilling are a path toward maintaining order in the Protectorate. Furthermore, the sternness of our justice must be impressed not just upon the dynasty's subjects, but also upon the many competitors who covet our possessions. They, too, must be kept in line.
Ah. See, that's new dialogue just for this class that I made. So that's kind of cool.
Moreover, your courage has made you far more famous than you yourself probably realize. True feats of heroism will forever live on in the annals of the Imperium and bring honor to the von Valancius line.
Alright, I am ready to take on the sacred purpose.
Oh, yes. You would be, wouldn't you? The question is, am I ready to choose you over the rest?
So,
You came aboard hours before the warp jump, and have not yet distinguished yourself in any way. As things currently stand, I have doubts that you are suitable for the role of rogue trader.
I mean, aside from the hair, it's not a bad picture. Thank you for clarifying. May I ask my questions now? Ah, the navigator.
I have some time before the navigator gives the signal to initiate the void ship's translation out of the warp, and my presence is required on the bridge.
Alright. So, the navigator, a sanctioned noble mutant whose genes allow them to safely guide a warp-capable void ship through the warp. And the warp is also known as the Immaterium, an alternate dimension of pure energy and madness, existing as a mirror to real space. That's our universe, basically. Also known as the Immaterium, the Empyrean, the Aether, and the Sea of Souls, or warp space. Alright, so I'll ask this one, even though it's a little bit self-explanatory. Translation is just going in and out of warp space, because you have to tear open the gates of hell, basically.
Sometimes I forget that people without direct access to a ship's bridge may not know the first thing about how a void ship travels between the stars. Vessels such as this one are capable of leaving real space and traversing into the warp, an otherworldly dimension of cruel and unthinkable forces. By entering it under the protection of the Geller field, we shorten the route to our destination, crossing distances that would require hundreds of years in a matter of weeks instead, sometimes in days or even hours. That is how humanity spread across the galaxy. That is how we were able to build the Imperium, which spans millions of stars.
Yeah, and if that Geller field goes down, there's a chance that your crew goes crazy, you get invaded by demons, and just all kinds of bad things. So it's very important to have that force field up to keep that kind of stuff away. Okay, let's see. An incident took place on the officer's deck. Some servitors went berserk and attacked the crew.
Is that so? Perhaps the technomats were careless during maintenance. Or it could be the warp playing tricks on us in spite of the Geller field. Or perhaps there is something to all the stories about the ship being possessed after all.
Lady Theodora, for the God Emperor's sake, surely you do not intend to start repeating idle rumors spread about by uneducated riffraff.
Enough, Abelard. Such hearsay amuses me. Idira eagerly retells me everything she learns from the whispers of her unseen advisors. This ship is ancient. It has enough hidden nooks, malfunctioning cogitators, and unused compartments to make ignorant folks speak of specters dwelling inside the bulkheads and plotting against those who yet live.
So, she just mentioned one of the made-up words, the cogitator. It's actually a play on the word cognition, which is to think. So a cogitator is a computer. It's a thinking machine. Where's the ship headed?
The Rykad system, the domain of rogue trader Winterscale, one of my peers and rivals. Besides me, 2 other rogue traders exist in the Coronis Expanse, and each of them possesses resources comparable to mine. Perhaps you will one day assist House von Valancius in surpassing both of them in affluence and splendor.
So, the Coronis Expanse, a scattered, poorly explored region on the frontier of the Imperium, full of fearsome Xenos, treasure, heathen worlds, and the echoes of ancient doom.
I set the course for Rykad on the demand for a very specific reason. Perhaps I shall yet apprise you of the purpose for this voyage, but now is not the time.
Alright, what are my current responsibilities?
Observe, learn, absorb. It will take time for you to find your bearings aboard this vessel and in your new position. Eventually, I will find a post that suits you as I did for Ethelthrad. Until that time comes, consider yourself my aide.
Cool. And she doesn't really like this question, nor does she give an actual answer to it. So I'm going to skip over that and just go with, I have no more questions.
In that case, I shall head to... Disturbances reported on the adjacent decks. Seneschal, if the need arises, protect the new blood. It is possible that the chance to prove your worth may present itself sooner than you may have anticipated.
Alright. End the dialogue. In case you're wondering why I'm not reading, like, the, little greenish-yellow words, they're just descriptors of what she's doing. Like, she glances at you, she checks her, Vox, which is their radio system.
Your arrogance will be your downfall.
Your
Emperor won't save you!
For now. It's gonna hurt!
My place is at the fore.
Stay vigilant. Death to the heretics!
Yes.
I serve the ruining powers!
Brace yourself, Abelard.
Alright. Now, that was just covering the cover mechanics. So that's half cover, as you can see by the half shield. The full shield with the skull is full cover. And you only get the cover from that direction. Unfortunately, I don't really have my,
It's as good as
good
done.
gear.
You never stood a chance.
So I'm stuck using the stinky little pistol. Alright. So, critical damage is 150% of your normal damage. That's what that's letting us know.
Chaos guides me!
Just a minor setback.
Death to non-believers!
Alright.
No mercy for
I've seen worse battles than this in my time.
Now, she's using what's called a plasma
I took care
pistol.
of this one.
And the cool thing about the plasma pistol
Weapon at the ready.
is you can overload it to do explosive damage or extra damage. But every time you overload it, there's a chance that you will, that it'll backfire and hurt you as well. And this is just telling me about effects, which I already know about. I'm under a positive effect.
On it.
I only had 36% chance to hit that guy. That's okay.
Don't touch me! Fully appear!
Tried and tested tactics are the best ones.
Follow my lead.
Now he's using a melta, which is basically a fire shotgun.
Mort, take a team with you and clear a path to the transport line. Do not let a single whoreson survive. Didn't bat an eye when that scum burst onto the deck, huh? Not bad. I have seen many an officer who panicked at the sight of combat on the upper decks. The false sense of security offered by their position makes them that much more vulnerable to the harsh realities of warp travel.
Alright. What are your orders?
Mort has gone on ahead to clear a path for us. If you want to make yourself useful, go after him and see if the arch-militant requires aid. And be quick about it.
Alright. Now, I can't loot anybody yet, but that's because in this point of the storyline, I kinda don't need to.
I always keep my options open.
But yeah, this is a good example of why people love Warhammer. You get to see, like, all the stuff happening around you. That's the war, right? Alright, let's see. The heretic's body is riddled with holes and improvised single shotgun lights smoking in his hands. But yeah, the universe is just kind of ridiculous with, like, power
Thank
scaling.
Providence you are alive and well.
Continue.
Always on time, eh, Kunrad? The moment we finish chasing the riffraff around the deck, you show up. Always just after the fighting's done. You could set your chrono by it.
Basically, your watch.
Mort, hold yourself together.
What, did the Lord Captain send you to chivvy us along? We're all done here. I'll report right away.
Master of Whispers, what is happening on my ship? The Voxnet is silent. The Vox Master is not responding. Armed assailants have stormed the officer's deck, and my arch-militant just destroyed several more heretics on the way here. Is this a severe case of warp madness? Have some of my crew lost their minds and forgotten who they are and whom they serve? Report!
But yeah, it's basically World War II tactics mixed with sci-fi, so you get spaceships and planets and aliens and all that kind of cool stuff, including aliens, and then you combine it all with the Catholic Church is right. Hell is real, you know, everything's kind of screwed up. It's just, that's why people love this series so much.
I have not yet received word from the Engineerium regarding any Geller field failures, but communications were already unstable half an hour ago, and now they have ceased altogether. Whatever the cause may be, the consequences are spreading fast. I am receiving scattered reports from the middle decks, and the only voxcasts from the lower bays are one-way heretical gibberish. That the madmen have already reached the officer's deck suggests that this outrage was planned in advance. Perhaps this is an organized mutiny.
Now, being a former, basically, Judge Dredd, I already know the character would probably go with number 2. But I only get to choose this option once per playthrough, because they immediately move on after this. So, mutiny, but who would attempt a mutiny here in the warp? Number 1. A mutiny against the Emperor's Anointed? Execute the traitors, every last one of them. 3, we must provide immediate assistance to those still on the middle decks. Perhaps then we might stop this wave from spreading. And 4, if this is indeed a secure case of warp madness, then the situation is dire. Like I said, I think the character would say number 2, but what would you guys like to see? In particular, you, Mystic Domino, because I know Viewer 1 is myself. I think Viewer 2 is actually the YouTube AI. Which means I think you're, like, the only actual person watching. Oh, let's go back. Because, yeah, like I said, I'm technically viewing it because I have the stream up. It lets me see if anything's going wrong. The volume's all the way down, so if there's any volume issues, you guys have to tell me. Because I can't hear it being... Like, I can hear it through my headphones, but I can't hear it via stream, basically. And like I said, since you want to learn more about the Warhammer universe, like, you know, or if you don't care, just, you know, give it a little bit. I'll, probably hit the one that I think the character would do, just because, again, he's former police officer, so he's had to do, like, the routing of the heretics. He's had to do, like, you'll see later some of the stuff that they do in order to prevent, what they call the arch enemy from taking, control of things, because it can get pretty bad. 6. Alright, I'm gonna go with number 2.
First, we have to confirm that the bridge and the navigator's sanctum are secure. And I have the means to do both things at once.
See here, her expression changes as her eyes flash ominously.
Edelthrad, where is he? I must know if he is unharmed. A psyker aboard a ship that is potentially being assailed by the warp could pose a greater threat to himself and others than a whole army of madmen with improvised weapons.
Yep.
I tried to locate him, but the last thing known about his movements is that he arrived on Transitional Deck 18.
Blast it! Master of Whispers, find Edelthrad immediately. Seneschal, locate Tlas and the Sister of Battle. Both are to remain at my side. Arch-Militant, with me. I must go to my study. And it appears we might encounter heretics along the way.
Yep. Alright.
If I may, Lord Captain. Transitional Deck 18 is at the heart of the disturbance, and if our goal is to bring Edelthrad back, I could use some support. After all, I'm not as adept at directly confronting enemies of the House as the esteemed Arch-Militant, and taking into consideration Edelthrad's psychic powers.
Yeah, so one unique thing about this series is their psychers, which are basically their equivalent to, say, Jedi, wizards, you kind of combine them all. They channel the warp. Their powers come from hell, and they don't get a choice.
So they're forced warlocks?
Basically. Except they don't adhere to demons or anything like that. There's no packs. They're literally just channeling the, whatchamacallit, the chaos energy from the warp. And so does the Emperor, which is an interesting little factoid.
Is the Eldar the only ones that kind of make the quiet ones that kind of calm the psychers down?
No, you can be born as that.
Find
They're called
Edelthrad
blanks.
and bring him here. In whatever state you find him. This elevator leads to restricted compartments such as my personal chambers and the bridge. Do not let me down. I require you both. Do you understand?
Yep, I hear and obey, Lord Captain.
Move out! Mort, come.
Like a good doggy. Which there's actually a group called the Dog Soldiers.
Werewolf in metal.
No. That is the a Space Marine chapter.
Are you ready to head to 18?
Yeah,
It is a long walk, and you do not even have proper gear.
Yep. Let's see. Again, this is one of those ones where you only get one choice, but I'll go ahead and make it so that we can get further along. I shall make do. Lead the way.
Of course you will. Lady Theodora would never have someone she couldn't rely on as one of her heirs.
The thing is
But
this
that
should
is
not
no
work at all with the
longer.
armor my character's currently wearing. And betrayal. He promised me a special destiny, and it is time to fulfill it. The rat bastard! Yep. Oh! So this is something that's not covered in the game. But, AI is technically not allowed in the Warhammer universe. They kind of had the same issue that they had in the Dune universe, where AI went kind of rogue and started killing a whole bunch of people. So their workaround is kind of interesting. And it's that.
Raise the holy toaster.
Right?
Careful, careful. Be gentle with our guest. He has an important mission to complete during our visit to the Warrant Chamber. And for that, I need him breathing. Oh, you are back with us, I see. Delightful.
Wait for you two-faced scum. You are the one behind this mayhem.
How perceptive of you.
Number 2,
I'll
yeah.
help you with the next insight. I need you here for your blood. You have the option to share it voluntarily, or I will squeeze it out of you myself.
Oh, absolutely. As
We
insulting
are in
as we
the
can do.
anteroom of the Warrant Chamber. This void ship's most hallowed vault. There, beyond those gates, lies the relic that gives Theodora all of her power. The sacred Warrant of Trade. Only one obstacle remains on my path to obtaining it. The gates to the chamber are guarded by the Sentinel, an ancient device that will only open the door to a true heir of the dynasty. I expected to do this part myself, but never mind. You will offer your blood to the Sentinel.
I'm guessing number 2 again? Call him inbred? Just insult him as much as we can, right?
I mean, there is an achievement for discover Chakari that way.
Yeah. But do you guys want to see number 2 again? Basically, it's why are you doing this? Number 2 is what is it? Inbred, so you get to insult him. Is your blood too thin for the Sentinel?
Why are you choosing me?
Cause it's Voigtfer.
Wait,
It's Conrad.
It's asshole.
Yeah. I have no intention of helping you, or 2 that are basically, I'll help you spare me, or I'll help you let me join you.
I choose option spit in face.
I don't have spit in face. The closest I get to that is calling him an inbred son of a gun.
Which he is. He's technically your cousin.
He is technically my cousin. A distant relative. Well, I mean, you said number 2 last time, and why not keep it up?
On the contrary, the Warp's blessing has raised me too much above your kind, Fon Valencius. The Sentinel refused to submit to me. But you can help. After all, isn't that what family is for?
I'm kind of liking number 1 here. I get to call him a piece of grok shit. Which is basically a lizard cow. So what sorry pathetic excuse do you even have for your apostasy? You sordid, wretched piece of grok shit.
You're just very angry that you're using being used as a test subject.
Well, imagine being Judge Dredd and then you have this wimpy little dude being like, you're gonna give me your blood and help me overthrow my family. It's like, I am the law! So are we all in agreement? Number 1? I will take that silence as a yes. I'll still give you guys a little bit of time to choose. Alright. I always try to give you guys about 30 seconds because I know that's about the delay between what I'm seeing and what you guys are seeing. So, yeah. Alright, well, I guess we go with number 1.
Wretched. What do you know about wretchedness? Theodora's cur. Are you hoping to buy a grain of her indulgence with your blind loyalty? Oh, I know this delusion. But thank the gods it no longer has power over me. Humanity can rot. I no longer serve mortal kind. Once my work is done, I'll make that pompous wench Von Valancius watch as I sacrifice her entire dynasty and commit their fate to the gods. And you will be the instrument by which I will accomplish this righteous act.
Yep. So here he stabs me with something that puts a warp entity in my head, because the blade is corrupted. Alright. Yeah, so this one I will read for you, because the blade flashes in the dim light and drops of blood appear on your palm. For a brief moment, you feel nauseous, your head is spinning. And then, quiet whispers begin to flood your mind, more and more. Sourceless voices echo each other, drowning out your own thoughts, replacing them with a singular urge. Go to the gate, go to the gate, go to the gate. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. I am not your puppet, get out. The voices in your head giggle and mock your desperate outcry. You feel this intruding influence, and this tells you exactly what happens, you know, forcing you onto your feet and making you take a step towards the gate looming in the center of the chamber.
In other words, the knife is fold your hand forward, stabbing further.
No, in other words, the DM said, no, this is a railroad section. You need to go and do this to progress.
You say potato, I say potato.
Yes. So, these machines used to be humans as well. Because they can't use AI, they instead implant human brains into all of their tech. A lot of it is background, so like clones. But you can do the same thing with prisoners and stuff in Warhammer too.
And they won't bat an eye.
Yep. So in the gateway arch, you see a cogitator with a human likeness built into the front panel. As you approach, the torso twitches slightly. This is a servitor. Mindless cybernetic drones created from a fusion of human flesh and robotic technology, used to carry out simple manual tasks. An obedient automaton created from a lobotomized human being. The sentinel turns his head to you, one of its eye sockets lighting up with two ember-like irises. Tech use 100. Examine the device. You carefully inspect the design of the gate cogitator. What immediately catches your eye is the strange alloy that was used as a material for the machine's components, some of which are unfamiliar to you. You suspect this might be some kind of archaeotech relic. So basically, archaeotech is anything from the golden age of mankind. Technically, we are post-apocalyptic. An incredibly rare and powerful piece of technology from humanity's ancient past. The servitor on the gate begins to move. With the screeching and groaning of metal, it leans forward, closer to you. Its lower jaw opens with a drawn-out shriek, much wider than the jaw of a living human could. The servitor's mouth is filled with sharp metallic fangs that glint in the dim light. The vidscreen on the right of you lights up, showing strings of mysterious symbols on a green background. Oh yeah, technology is almost mystic in this setting.
Lit holy candles upon the oven.
Yes, if your computer is acting up, you light incense, you read out scriptures in binary, and then you smack it upside the head.
If it's been not particularly naughty. If not, you give it nice oil.
Okay. A whisper runs through your consciousness, insisting, demanding sacrifice. The voices that filled your head after Voigtver wounded you with his blade did not go away. On the contrary, their source coiled itself into a tight knot somewhere in the depths of your mind. Alright. I'll go ahead and just do this, because this actually... None of the other things actually do anything. The Sentinel's jaw clamps around your hand, puncturing your skin and sinking into your flesh. A few dark drops fall into the servitor's throat, and immediately you hear humming as the servo motors start up and the pumps stir into motion. The vid screen on the cogitator flickers. Hang on one sec, I got a coughing fit coming on. Game is hard on the throat. Several long minutes pass. The Sentinel's jaw remains closed. And you are beginning to feel sick. Perhaps if you were to lean against the gate, you could catch your breath. Maybe even close your eyes and pretend none of this ever happened.
High levels of caustic humus. The subject is in a state of heightened stress. Do you require assistance?
Yep, you do not understand where this quiet voice is coming from. Crackling like static, is it the Sentinel, the cogitators? Is it a figment of your weary mind? Whichever it is, you can clearly hear every word. And... Yes, I do require assistance. Pain shoots through your head and subsides just as quickly. It would seem the entity coiled in your consciousness does not have the ability to do you any real harm.
Request accepted. Initiating defense protocol.
There's those tarantula turrets.
There is still another way.
Let us not dawdle.
The enormous gates match the importance of the thing they protect. The massive doors are made of heavy metal and look impregnable. So I need to check. This is the warrant, by the way. This is the document that gives you all your power, and he was expecting to steal it.
How to carry giant rockets to the pink.
Right? Let it be known that by my will and by the true words of this document, I appoint this person to be the bearer of the warrant of trade, to be the paragon of humanity, unbroken by adversity, to walk bravely first into darkness, to unite and claim what is lost, to triumph over the nightmares untold, to hold boldly the reins of fate. To walk something or other, to boldly go where no man has gone before. What madness is happening here? Who are you? Who addresses me?
Temporary obnubilation following acute stress. Mobile unit of the Warrant Sentinel standing by.
To walk steadily the road of thorns through pain to greatness. That's the last two messages. Alright. Mobile unit of the Warrant Sentinel standing by. Are you the Warrant Sentinel?
Mobile unit of the Warrant Sentinel, designed as a personal escort of the child of the house and a means of communicating with the rogue trader's subjects. Mobile unit standing by.
I need to contact someone, preferably Theodora.
Voxcast frequencies disrupted. Initiating setup. Establishing connection.
Alright.
Voxmaster, restore communication with the navigator's sanctum. I am trying to contact the bridge. If anyone can hear me on this frequency, regroup all available forces and head to the upper decks at once. I repeat, regroup all available forces and head...
Communication protocols breached. Signal latency assessment unavailable. Unable to establish two-way connection.
I need a weapon. I am utterly defenseless.
Distance from the current location to the nearest arsenal.
Yes.
Initiating situational calculations.
Lead me away from here.
Middle and upper decks. Assuming the probability of safe placement in fighting. To prevent unauthorized units from breaching the warrant chamber, preemptive sealing must be initiated. The mobile unit will start executing the received order immediately after the safety of the warrant is secured.
Alright. And we can complete that. We've done pretty much everything in
Rise
here.
to the top or get left in the dust.
And let's seal the warrant chamber. But yeah, everything is so grand in this game setting. It's awesome.
Run, fools, or fall!
I think you have weapons like that. Hello, Abelard. Or Abelard.
Master, whatever are you doing in the warrant chamber? How did you... Throne preserve me, what is the meaning of this?
Alright, Throne, an arcane cybernetic artifact that encases the God Emperor's physical remains, entire and preserves them using a stasis fields and psi-fusion reactors. And holds close the Eye, which is the tear into hell. Conrad Voigtver is a traitor. When we parted ways on the officer's deck, he stunned me somehow and brought me here.
What?
Yep. He intended to take revenge on Theodora for something, and trying to reach the warrant was somehow part of that plan.
Oh, holy God, Emperor. I presume he is the one responsible for the mutiny. And, Master, I wish to remind you that you are to refer to the Lord Captain as Lady Theodora.
Voigtver openly admitted he is the mastermind behind the mutiny.
Saints' blood! Then it is small wonder that the heretics are so well organized. I thought his order to seal the passages between decks was his attempt to stop the attackers from spreading to other levels. But now I see the real reason. It was to stop the enforcers from intervening. At least you are alive, and now safe, Master. Alas, I doubt we can afford to look for a compartment to sit out this disaster.
Indeed.
You're in a bad way. I can treat your wounds. I have a Medicaid kit with me. And, for the love of the throne, now is not a good time to be walking around the decks without means of self-defense. Here.
Nice. Now, you'll get to see one of the unique things that they do, that Owlcat does in their RPGs, that a lot of games don't actually do. So, for one... Yes, I already know all this. Got it. Full replacement of armor parts. It always got to me that you'd have this entire inventory on a lot of these games, and they also have weapon sets, so I can put these in 2 different slots. But the other thing is when you switch, your weapons stay on your body. I love that in video games. I can't use that. Okay, Abelard, you'll have to use that one. But yeah, everything. And you can even, like, change your color schemes and all that kind of stuff. Like, that is really unique for these kind of RPG games. Because a lot of the times, they'll have, like, one look for an axe. And no matter what your character uses, that's an axe. Like, they could have one that the lore on it says it's like a cog that's been put on a stick by a dwarf. It still looks like a classic, like, woodsman's axe. But Owlcat Games actually goes through and, like, in their Pathfinder ones, if you have a healing potion on your belt, there's a healing potion on your belt. It's something that a lot of video games don't do because they don't have to. But Owlcat Games always puts in the extra effort to add that kind of stuff. And have it appear not just on that character, but on this one too. See, you can see my armor, you can see my weapons, all of it. Okay, Abelard.
Look no further.
You have to heal me.
This wound will make a fine. That is a noticeable improvement.
But you can do all
Now you're prepared for the trials ahead.
Yep. Alright.
The lower decks are teeming with heretics instigating the rabble to revolt. But that is the least of our problems. The ship's enforcers are rounding up the scoundrels and suppressing the resistance. The situation on the middle decks is much worse, although strike teams have already been dispatched there. All communication with the bridge and the engineering bay was lost. So, apart from scattered voxcasts, we have no information to go on.
Alright.
But that is not the worst of it all. All these jolts and shaking are most alarming. These are signs that the navigator and the master helmsman are having difficulty translating the ship out of the warp and into real space. I fear that they may have already lost control. We must reach the navigator's sanctum and get a handle on the situation. If we can manage that, some aboard this vessel may yet survive.
What exactly has gone wrong with the translation?
I am no helmsman. Oh, God Emperor preserve me, navigator. However, I've spent my entire life aboard void ships equipped with warp drives, and I know that portents such as these do not bode well. It could be that the Gellerfield has faltered. Perhaps the navigator was struck down by warp corruption and is fighting for the last shreds of his humanity as we speak.
Yep. So, that is another interesting mechanic. So, any Psyker in Warhammer is subject to what's called the Perils of the Warp. It's basically like wild magic, except far more devastating, because you can be turned into a demon, and actually the rest of the party will have to fight you, or you could literally summon demons by accident, just because you wanted to, like, levitate a cup to yourself. But that's what makes it fun.
If we get thrown off course,
Yep.
we will be forever lost in the war.
Alright.
Naturally, we would likely not have long to live in that scenario. But I will not resign myself to such an outcome just yet.
How did you find me?
You sent me a Vox message. Specifically, a Voxcast on the officer's frequency, which I had the good fortune to receive. You mean to say you did no such thing?
I think the Warrant Sentinel may have sent that message. It appeared when I opened the chamber.
Warrant Sentinel? The Lord Captain barely ever ventures down to the chamber, and I was at her side only once or twice when she did. And I did not see anything of the sort.
Well, yeah, it's an emergency measure.
The Warrant Chamber is an ancient and rather sacred mechanism that the ship's tech priests treat with the utmost reverence. I assume that whatever it is that you did, you must have activated certain processes and caused the Sentinel to awaken. But then, why did none of it happen when Lady Theodora did the same?
The rulers of the Adeptus Mechanicus, they revere technology as the object of their devotion. They direct the endeavors of fabrication and lead the followers of the machine god in an unforgiving crusades of ruthless acquisition. They are toaster worshippers. And they are kind of awesome. Alright. Let's see. I heard one of Theodora's Voxcasts.
Lady Theodora's. Which one? The last one I received was about the Navigator's Sanctum, and that was a good while ago. In any case, let us hope that the Lord Captain is well, and safely in charge of the ship's defense. In the meantime, we must do all we can to prevent the ship from veering off course.
What can we expect to find in the Navigator's Sanctum?
During warp transit, the Sanctum is closed to all who are not involved in traversing the Empyrean. And for good reason. For the Navigator to open their third eye and perceive the way, the Sanctum must be bathed in the energies of the Immaterium. Only a Navigator can withstand such an ordeal. For the rest of us, any contact with the warp is fraught with perils such as loss of sanity, spontaneous mutations, and death.
Yep. Alright. The Navigator Sanctum, very well. Will you lead the way?
Absolutely. Let us proceed.
Loyal sons and daughters of the God Emperor! Fight the heresy and corruption that threatens to consume our home! And with all your might, destroy those who have dared!
Alright.
The Lord Captain is calling her crew to battle, which means the Vox networks are set up for broadcast transmission, not message exchange. Splendid. While the rogue trader inspires proper resolve to fight in her subjects, you and I shall prove that her trust in us is well deserved. Onward!
Alright. So we'll do this battle, loot up, and then I'm going to have to go to bed because I have work in the morning.
You'll make a suitable sacrifice.
Alright, complete. Now we are both warriors, so the closer to battle, the better. Yes, I already know about this. So he's got a really cool ability, which I also have. Okay, let's not do that. Let's kill this guy.
It will be done.
And I can't reach that guy, so we'll cut it there. And let's... Wait, why can't I charge? Because for some reason I don't have my weapons. There we go.
I'll make it happen. Your end was inevitable.
I can't reach that guy, I'm too far out. And I don't have any movement points left. You know what? Yeah, that should work.
Death to the weak. I'll brush this off. Out of my way!
Friendly fire. Gotta avoid it.
Chaos guides me.
Because friendly fire isn't friendly. Psh, he didn't avoid it though. Alright. That is one awesome thing about this game. The enemy can end up killing each other. Alright. Let's see. You are now within my strike zone.
I'll see to it.
Unfortunately, that's about it.
I serve the ruinous powers!
Oh, my ears are ringing.
And let's go ahead and hit you. Alright.
It's as good as...
Alright. Oh, and they do group looting, which is kind of awesome. So, if you're close enough to your enemies when you loot, you get all of their gear. Alright. Oh, and I leveled up. Let's see, do I want this? Yes, this is actually slightly better, as far as damage. The bleeding on this is okay, but it's better to do full damage on your turn than to let them bleed. A lot of the time, it's kind of a toss-up, really. The thing is, though, the bleed damage only equates to what this sword does by itself. Ooh, and this one. Cool. Las guns are what they call laser pistols. Or las pistol. Let's level up, though, and then I will call it a night. So this is your level up. It's based off of your, this thing. So as you can see, you can, up your skills here. I believe I actually want coercion and athletics. Let's do athletics first. And it's really cool because, like, here you get this ability, right? Then here you get this, and then you get to choose one of these. Let's do him with Carouse. Alright. So we leveled up. Let me gear him up. So see, everybody can hold 2 one-handed weapons, or there's also just flat out 2-handed weapons and stuff too, which is kind of neat. But yeah, I'll go ahead and save the game here. You guys have a wonderful day. I'm gonna send you to my stream ending page. Enjoy the music, and I will play this game again tomorrow. I like to do 2 episodes in a row, and then switch off to another game, and, you know, because that helps me build up my playlist and whatnot. So I will catch you all later. Bye.
It's 8 p.m. The Wi-Fi's crawling. One more click, and then I'll scream. Status bars just keep on stalling, taunting me upon my screen. Tried rebooting, tried refreshing, but the lag is never gone. Spinning wheels, my hope is crashing. Why is this connection wrong? Every meme arrives half finished, every call goes still. My patience is diminished, my devices have a will. It's buffering, buffering, barely even loading now. I start a new chat war. It's buffering, buffering, why can't pages open now? Why must they take so long? Sent a text, still transmitting. Sent an email, stuck in draft. Zoom is glitching, screens keep splitting. Background freezes make me laugh. All my games are glitchy terrors. Every quest is doomed to fail. Rage quit posting, laughing errors. Doom scrolling through the snail mail. See the loading wheel is spinning, hours slipping by. Will this stream be just beginning? Tech support won't reply. It's buffering, buffering, echoes in an endless loop. I break my mouse in 2. It's buffering, buffering, I just want the fucking truth. Why's my Wi-Fi always gone? Tell me why the router's blinking. Tell me where my bandwidth hides. All my patience quickly shrinking as my hope for speed just died. Family streaming 2 devices. Dogs on FaceTime with the cat. Call the hotline, pay their prices. Stuck below the loading stat. It's buffering, buffering, barely even loading now. I start a new chat. It's buffering, buffering, why can't pages open now? Why must they take so long? Network feed